Sophie, really, really nice to have this chat with you. To introduce you to our viewing audience, Sophie Perkins is a chartered building surveyor who's currently working at Atkins. She graduated from the University of the West of England and studied building surveying. So, Sophie, to kick things off, what is it you most enjoy about the profession?
I absolutely love building surveying. I really enjoy that every day is different, and you probably heard that from a lot of people in construction in the built environment. I'm a people's person. I love meeting people. At uni, I got to do that with all of my peers who are now working in the industry, but in real life, that is genuinely what you do. You get to meet lots of people every day, your clients, your contractors, your developers, and all the different people who input into a design. So it just gives you such variety, and I love that I'm changing the world around me for a career.
Fantastic, fantastic. And you know, the journey that you've had so far, what would you say is the best advice that you've been given?
I think the best advice I've been given is to be yourself. When I started in the career as a female, I was a huge minority. There was no other girls on my course. In my HNC, it was very refreshing to see people at UE that were female, so there's better intake. But I tried to be like the guys, and I wasn't trying to be myself, and I didn't really get very far. And as soon as I tried to be myself, I had something really unique to offer to the industry, to my employer and my clients and customers, and I just started to really flourish and develop in my career to where I am now. So I feel it's okay to be me, and I would advise anyone to do that in their job. So many people inspire me. Actually, looking outside of the industry can be a bit easier if you haven't got that role model. I have to say, I found people within the industry now that really inspire me, and that's great. But outside of the industry, Sheryl Sandberg, the Chief Operating Officer at Facebook, is incredible and really inspired me. And she said many quotes and done many talks, but one that stood out to me was that your career is a jungle gym, not a ladder, career ladder. And I certainly experienced that myself, where I've sometimes had to take a horizontal move or a step backwards to get to my end goal. And I think it's important to know that that's okay. You don't have to just go promotion and promotion. Sometimes you need to go a bit left and right. And for me, it worked out, and I'm in a really great place in my career now.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you. The industry doesn't work in a way where you just go forward in a vertical line. And, you know,
No.
how have you managed to build your network as you've continuously grown?
I think first of all, the first bit's the hardest bit. So once you know someone, you can then buddy up with them and try and go to networking events with someone else. My biggest network, and that I've stuck with, is women in property. And that's not just all women, but by having women in property, I have female friends in the industry that introduce me to a variety of male and female peers. That's really built my network. I've stayed on the committee for 4 years now, and I get to run events where I get to meet people and build my network. The other thing is having a supportive employer. So my employer, Atkins, have put me forward for awards, and it's not just about the award. You build a network, you get to go to events you never would usually go to. The judges are often very senior people in the industry that want to take that relationship further and introduce you to other colleagues and that. So I think that's also been really helpful in building my network.
Yeah. Okay, so it sounds like it's more sort of face to face, and it's attending events. I mean, has any of it come through sort of online, social media, networking, reaching out to people via email?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think Twitter's great. I think I've built a huge network on Twitter, and through that platform, I was campaigning about not having PPE for women, and a safety shoe provider found out that I was doing all this work on social media. I was writing the local paper, and we collaborated together, and we developed the Sophie shoe for women. And a couple of years later, we've now got 8 shoes under the Sophie shoe collection, and we have safety shoes for women. So, and that was all through an online network. So definitely social media has been great, and email is also really good. And I think right now we're learning that online conferences and calls where you can't be face to face are really successful.
No, that sounds fantastic. I mean, it sounds like you're really passionate about the industry, Sophie, and it'd be quite interesting to know, what would you say is your favorite place in the world?
I find this question really hard to answer because I like everywhere. Locally to me, there's Painswick Beacon in the Cotswolds. It's a really special place, and if I ever need to clear my head, I go there. If I ever want to celebrate, I go there. But abroad, I think Lake Como in Italy had to be my happiest place. It's absolutely beautiful, and the food is incredible, and the wine, and you've got got the lake and the water, but you can also go up into the Alps and check out there as well. So I think, yeah, abroad, that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing this interview in the summer of 2020.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's not going to be any chance to go over there anytime soon, but I bet you can't wait in the future to visit.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can't wait to get away and enjoy the world. It's also made me think about locally and all the places in the UK that I still haven't visited. So I want to go to the Lake District and stuff. I've never been there before. So yeah, try and make the most of the situation.
Nice, nice. Adaptability is the key. So,
Yeah.
so to summarize things, Sophie, I appreciate the insight you've given us so far. What advice would you give to the next generation of budding built environment enthusiasts?
Well, that's great to hear that there are people enthusiastic. So you're already one step ahead of everyone else. You know about the built environment. My advice is to be curious and dynamic. Sometimes the straightforward path just isn't there, but get your foot in the door. When I started, I wanted to be a building surveyor. There wasn't quite that role available, so I did building control, and I got there in the end. So just go for it. Don't worry about if there's not that exact job that you want. You will get there, and it's actually really fun trying out all the other careers as well within the built environment, because you can always move across. And I know many colleagues who have started in one area and liked another one, and you can totally transfer. So be curious and dynamic.
Sophie, you've been amazing. I think that's a perfect way to end the interview. Thank you very much for taking time to speak with us, and we look forward to seeing you progress on your journey.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, and good luck everyone looking at careers in the built environment.